When you hear the word reindeer, you probably think of Christmas. Maybe you're reminded of Rudolph's red nose or Santa Claus and his flying sleigh. What if I told you that wild reindeer eating magic mushrooms may have inspired the myth of Santa's flying sleigh? Reindeer are large deer with antlers that can be found in the Arctic regions of Europe, Asia, and North America. Unlike most other deer species, both male and female reindeer grow antlers. Reindeer are well adapted to cold climates. They have thick fur coats and small ears to limit heat loss. Their hooves are also specially adapted. Each hoof has 2 toes. These work together to spread the reindeer's weight over a larger surface area, helping them walk on top of the snow instead of sinking in. Reindeer are herbivores, but during the winter months when snow covers the ground, it can be hard for them to find food. That's why they have evolved to eat lichen, which grows on rocks and trees. Lichen isn't very nutritious and contains a lot of toxins, so reindeer need special digestive enzymes to break them down. Because of this specialized diet, reindeer aren't often preyed upon by predators like wolves and bears. However, there is one animal that will eat reindeer. Reindeer have no natural enemies. It's us. Humans hunt reindeer for their meat, skins, and antlers. In some countries, reindeer are still wild, but in other places, such as Norway, Sweden, and Finland, most reindeer belong to herders who move them from place to place to ensure they have enough food to eat. Reindeer live in herds that can number in the thousands. The size of the herd depends on where they live and how much food is available. In summer, the reindeer migrate to higher altitudes where the vegetation is greener and more plentiful. When winter comes, they head back down the mountains to look for food. Reindeer usually travel between 30 and 50 miles each day, but sometimes they'll go further if they're migrating. If humans haven't hunted them, reindeer can live up to 15 years in the wild. Now, all that reindeer talk got me hungry. Time for a snack. I bet Santa keeps reindeer treats in his sack. Oh my goodness. Did I just solve the mystery of Santa's flying reindeer? Let's start at the beginning. Deep in the forests of Siberia, a white blanket of snow covers the ground. Here and there, you can see red and white mushrooms pushing through the frosty surface. These brightly colored fungi are Amanita muscaria, also known as fly agaric. Fly agaric mushrooms have a long history of use by humans. But before we get into that, let's take a closer look at the reindeer. On a snowy morning, a female reindeer named Willow is out looking for food with her friends. She picks up a clump of lichen and munches on it. While she's eating, she sniffs the air. She smells something sweet and heads in the direction of the scent. They're poking out from under the snow. She sees a mushroom with a red cap covered in white dots. Willow takes a bite of the mushroom. It tastes good and gives her energy. She runs around in circles, feeling happy and free. Her hooves barely touch the ground. She feels like she's floating. Most mycologists, or mushroom experts, agree that reindeer do eat Amanita muscaria mushrooms. In the past, scientists had a hard time proving this because it was difficult to track reindeer in the wild. Also, Amanita muscaria is toxic for humans, so researchers didn't want to risk getting sick while investigating. One way scientists try to find out what animals are eating certain plants or animals is by analyzing their poop. Poop analysis revealed that reindeer regularly eat Amanita muscaria mushrooms. Scientists haven't analyzed Willow's poop specifically, but based on what other reindeer have been doing, they think she probably eats these mushrooms too. Scientists are still working to figure out exactly what reindeer are doing when they eat these mushrooms. But here's what we know so far. Like most mushrooms, Amanita muscaria contains psychoactive compounds called ibotenic acid and musumol. These make the eater feel euphoric and lead to disorientation and hallucinations. This can include seeing things that aren't actually there, as well as hearing sounds that seem real but aren't. Some sources say that these mushrooms can even cause vomiting and convulsions, but there's little evidence to support that claim, and we're not sure if it would happen to reindeer too. Since reindeer are constantly on the lookout for predators, it might seem like eating a hallucinogenic mushroom would be a bad idea. But researchers have a few theories about why they do it. The first is that reindeer accidentally eat the mushrooms while grazing on lichen. Another is that they do it on purpose. Siberian reindeer have been observed rubbing themselves against fly agaric mushrooms to cover their bodies in the spores, which they then lick off their fur. They probably enjoyed the taste of the mushrooms. In fact, in some cultures, people eat these mushrooms and consider them delicious. So maybe the real reason reindeer eat these mushrooms is because they're yummy. Whatever the reason, the mushrooms must taste pretty good because reindeer eat them even after experiencing the effects once. Willow's munching on an Amanita muscaria. She's floating now. She feels so light and free. The forest around her seems magical. When she closes her eyes, she sees visions of reindeer with wings flying through the sky. While eating these mushrooms, reindeer are actually acting like shamans. Shamans are spiritual leaders who use plants and mushrooms to induce hallucinations and enter an altered state of consciousness. During this state, they can communicate with spirits and gain special knowledge. Shamans traditionally wear special clothes made from reindeer skins and use reindeer antlers as part of their rituals. They were some of the first people to observe the mind-altering effects of Amanita muscaria. So why do shamans consume these mushrooms? One researcher suggested that the bright colors of Amanita muscaria may have been an indicator to early humans that the mushroom could be used for spiritual purposes. Early humans chose certain mushrooms to eat during religious ceremonies to help them connect with the spirit world. In some cases, these mushrooms were the only source of nourishment available. Researchers believe that eating these mushrooms allowed shamans to predict the future, cure illnesses, communicate with the dead, and control animals, including reindeer. Some researchers even believe that the shamans' reindeer antler headdresses were inspired by the red-capped mushrooms, which can be seen from a distance as spots of color on a white background, much like the headdresses worn by shamans. These days, Amanita muscaria are mostly used for recreational purposes, especially in Russia, where they're known as magic mushrooms. Russians are known for drinking a beverage made with these mushrooms. It's called kvass. Kvass is a fermented drink made from rye bread, sugar, water, and yeast. In some recipes, you'll also find chopped raw potatoes, raisins, lemon peel, and sometimes fruit. To make kvass, you put the ingredients in a jar, shake it up, and let it sit at room temperature for 3 days. After that, you strain the liquid and voila, you have kvass. Kvass is served slightly warmed. It has a sour taste similar to beer and is lightly carbonated. Magic kvass is made the same way, except magic kvass includes Amanita muscaria mushrooms. People drink magic kvass to get a buzz and feel more social. A typical dose contains 1/10 of a gram of these mushrooms. The effects include feelings of euphoria, relaxation, and happiness. In some cases, people have reported seeing beautiful, colorful visions, while in others, the experience is more subtle. But whether or not reindeer truly fly, their love for these magic mushrooms is one of nature's strangest and most fascinating behaviors. Back in the present day, Willow's floating through the forest. She can't help but wonder if she can teach the other reindeer to eat these yummy mushrooms. She wants them to experience the joy of floating. Suddenly, she hears a noise in the bushes. A wolf. Willow shakes herself out of her trance. She runs away as fast as she can. As she looks back, she sees the wolf lagging behind. The wolf slows down and stops. It seems like the wolf is staring at the mushrooms, but Willow doesn't have time to think about it. She's too busy running. As the sun sets, Willow and the other reindeer huddle together for warmth. Willow thinks about how lucky she is to have such a great herd. She wonders if Santa knows how lucky he is to have such great reindeer. After all, without them, he wouldn't be able to deliver presents to all the good little boys and girls around the world. The reindeer probably don't appreciate how important they are to Santa's job, but hey, at least they have each other. For centuries, reindeer were thought to be Santa's main mode of transportation. And although we now know he travels by sleigh, the reindeer are still an important part of the story. As we learned in this video, reindeer may have inspired the legend of Santa's flying sleigh. Do you think this is where the Santa story really began? Comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe to Naturel Network for more amazing wildlife stories. Thanks for watching. See you next time.